Hello, mixtresses and mixters. This is Mixtress Ray, and you're watching Mixtress Video. Today, I am doing my first ever tarot unboxing on my channel. This particular deck, the Children of Litha Tarot, is independently published, and the thought that has been put into the packaging and the experience of unwrapping this particular box is, I know I'm going to want to remember it. So usually I like to spend some time with the tarot deck before I give you guys a video on it. But this time I'm just going to have to do 2 videos for this particular deck, and I'm very excited. I'm just like giddy to open this. I got it as it's a Saturday and I'm off. And it was just like the perfect, I was staring out the window. I wasn't actually like waiting for the package. I was just kind of like, it was the morning. I hadn't had my coffee yet. I was just sort of spacing off, staring out the window when the mail carrier pulled up and brought this box to me. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I had to wait until after breakfast. You guys, I've had this in my house for like an hour and haven't been able to unbox it yet. I don't know how any of y'all that like have decks sitting around forever and haven't unboxed them, how you can wait. That's amazing. I have to like do it immediately. So it was hard for me not to just rip it open. And it was so beautiful. But it's lovingly packaged even in the box. Like the shipping label was here, and it just, has this gorgeous, just this black box with this gorgeous design. She had her own like packing tape done for this. Is just amazing. Anyway, so I did cut the box and I opened it, just peeked at it, but that's all I've done. Look at that. Oh my god. So it's got this sticker. And I'm thinking about, I haven't done one yet. I have a tarot journal, but I've never done like a specific journal for a specific deck. And I'm thinking about starting that practice because I think I would get a lot out of it. And so I will probably use this sticker to put on the front of whatever journal I decide to use to study this deck. This might be the first deck that I do an in-depth tarot journal study on. And it's in this little bed of black shredded paper. So I'm guessing there's not going to be any dents in the box because of that, which is cool. I don't really mind necessarily dents in a box, but it's got this gorgeous crystal, gorgeous wrapped crystal. It's gold wire though. That's the only thing. Like, I'm not sure if but it's subtle, so I probably still will wear it actually, even though I'm not a gold jewelry person. And it's got this gorgeous ribbon, this little lavender sprig. I just think that's, I mean, obviously people have done unboxings for this deck before. I'm not the first one to do it, but it's just a very thoughtful thing. I love it. So I am just going to slide this off. Let's go ahead and set the box aside. And then I'll fix the shot, zoom in a little bit. Sorry to do this on camera, but that's okay, right? You guys are fine with it. Ah, so gorgeous. I don't usually unwrap things in a thoughtful way. I'm usually a tear it off kind of girl when it comes to like presents and stuff. But this is special that someone would take the extra time to just be this gorgeous with their aesthetics and their presentation. I think it's just, if I ever do my own tarot deck, I would like to find a way to be this thoughtful. So this is inspiring. Okay, so here we go. Let me grab a drink of coffee. I hope you guys are doing well today, whenever you see this. This is actually, it's been a couple of months since I bought a tarot deck. So this is a really special one to break my fast of buying tarot decks. I mean, I've been buying oracle decks. It's not like I haven't bought anything, but there it is. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love the idea. So if this is, for some reason, this is the first time you're watching an unboxing video for this particular deck, welcome. I'm so honored that you would choose my unboxing video to watch. She is Alexandria Hunt, the author, the artist of this deck, creator of this deck. She is planning to do a tarot deck for each season of the year. So she has started with Litha, which is summer, and then her plan is to do one for each season and have like the card backs and the cardstock and everything be the same, so that once all 4 of her decks are out, you can choose how to mix and match your own deck if you bought all of them. Oop. And as much as I love this one, I can absolutely see myself, sorry, I keep bumping the tripod. I can absolutely see myself buying all of these. Okay, I'm gonna have to get scissors for this portion. Try to find the one that's the edge that looks the easiest to penetrate. Okay. Come on, guys. Okay. And it is gorgeous box. You can pause that if you'd like to read it. Actually, I want to read it right now. The physical prowess of the beast is matched only by the cognitive power of man. When these two opposing forces combine, they exceed the sum of their parts and create the divine. For as long as we have been able to tell stories, this truth has been reflected in the narratives we share with each other. The Children of Litha Tarot takes these stories and interweaves them with the ancient wisdoms of the tarot. It is where the human, the beast, and the divine meet to guide you to your truest self. Each deck carries 78 fully illustrated cards by Alexandria Huntington, the complete major and minor arcana, and a comprehensive guidebook. So I'm going to have to move my candle over. I don't want to burn the lid when I unfold it, because I've watched unboxing, so I know that it is a magnetic opening. I love that like sound of like the first time you open something like this. Did you hear it? We are sometimes less hero than fool on our journey, it's true, but you need not travel alone. You are more than just you. In the brightness of day, you have the aid of the sun, and in the darkness of night, the moon leaves behind none. Though our travels are long and our burdens profound, you are never so lost that you can never be found. And then there's a guidebook right here. Oh my god, I just opened to the Three of Cups. That's like one of my very favorite cards in the tarot, just in general. So we've got nice one-page meaning for the minors, for the majors. There's a poem and some meanings. It's actually, I like that it's, like I heard that this was a really comprehensive guidebook, but it's not too much. I like that. I mean, you've got a poem, you've got a little couple of paragraphs, an upright, and a reversed meaning. And that is for all the majors, and then the minors. The minors get as much attention, just kind of a shorter poem, it looks like. So they're not treating, I like that actually, not treating the majors as like way more important than the minors. Got a spread here. Anxious summer spread. Litha's finances. The lovers, 5-card spread, 3-card draw. I'm going at this all backwards, but nice little book. Okay, oh my god. I can't believe I actually have these cards. Like, they seem like mystical fantasy, like I didn't think I would ever actually have them in my hands. Okay, I'm going to set the box aside. And then we're going to reframe again before I flip through. Guess I can zoom in first before I try to arrange everything. Such a Libra. I just want everything to be symmetrical and perfect. Guess we don't have to have this whole candle holder in the frame. I just got it recently, so I'm excited about it still. Okay, so I got the black edged version. These are the card backs. Oh, they're buttery soft, man. They're sticking together at all. Doesn't really seem like it. It's a pretty thick deck. I'm a little worried about shuffleability, but we'll figure that out when we get there. They're very matte. In fact, this feels different than any other cardstock that I've ever experienced. It's smoother than Wild Unknown. It's very, very matte, very smooth. That does make me a little worried that it's going to show scratches and stuff, but it feels great. It's wonderful. Okay, let's get into it. The Fool. Okay, do I have the best possible, like, maybe I'll take it off, automatic, okay, there we go. That looks better, doesn't it? Okay. What do you guys like? For me, this deck really looks like old school Disney, like Sleeping Beauty era, like when the animation was really, really good. Like this to me almost has Aurora vibes, you know? So gorgeous. Actually, kind of just want to turn the camera off and just like really get my face up in these. But I will go through a flip through at least, and then I can spend some time alone with these cards, because I really think that this is going to end up being like a soul deck for me. My favorite deck of all time is Wild Unknown, but and Shadowscapes is also one of my favorite decks, but this almost feels like it's, thematically at least, kind of a combination of the two. Like it has that fairy realm quality to it, but it also, especially once we get to the minors, you'll see there's a lot of animal energy in this deck as well. This one's disturbing to me, like, but I'm almost always disturbed by the Emperor, so that's something I'll have to work with. This deck has like it has a smell too, like, you know, not in a bad way, just like in a new card smell. It's new card smell, and it's a unique, because the finish on these cards is very unique. I really like this image of the lovers because I feel like you can't completely discern the gender, especially of this figure on top. You could easily see this as a hetero couple. You could see it as two men pretty easily. It's a little harder to see the bottom figure as a woman, so it's a little harder to see this as a lesbian, but it's easy to see this as two men or a man and a woman, and I really like that part of it. I feel like it's androgynous enough that you can insert yourself into it, you know, which is the best kind of art, I think. When it's, you know, specific, but also leaves room, space for you, you know? This card is, I didn't really notice it that much. All the unboxings that I've watched and the reviews of this deck, but in person, wow. Oh my god. I'm just like, this deck is so amazing. This was one, like, most of the time whenever I am thinking about buying a deck, I will spend months thinking about it. But this one, I think I only found out about its existence like maybe a month ago. So I made the decision on this deck pretty quickly for me. I knew pretty much from the first inklings of this deck that I wanted it. I love that the anchor is here because the anchor is also the symbol of Neptune, and this is a Neptune card. Oh, this cardstock feels so nice, you guys. I'm sad you don't get to touch it right now. This Temperance card. Temperance is one of my top 5 most important cards in a deck. You know, it's basically Strength, Temperance, 3 of Cups. I also pay a lot of attention to the Lovers because it's my birth card. And for that same reason, I pay a lot of attention to the Devil. Here it is. I like that it's portrayed as kind of like, you know, over indulgence. And I like this symbol. Tower didn't want to come out. This, oh my god. Such Maleficent vibes, don't you think? This is like if old school, amazing Disney art were much weirder and more in the fantasy realm, you know? Wow. Okay, this... Normally, I'm not a huge fan of a sun card, and it's not that important of a card to me, but Bast is one of my top goddesses. She's very important to me, and this is just a phenomenal card. This is, I think already this is, I can say that this is my favorite sun card of all time. This one's got a lot going on. I feel like I would need to spend some time with this card. Let's look it up in the book. How about that? I'll read about this one. I'm not going to read the poem part. I'm just going to read the little description. Judgment is about absolution, higher callings, inner awakenings, decision-making, and the consequences of those decisions. The foxes rise from their graves at judgment's call to move on to their next life. This card signifies a time of understanding, Perhaps you have recently experienced an epiphany or have awoken spiritually. Its shadow self may indicate an unwillingness to comprehend things as they are or move on to something better. It's interesting. It's like judgment comes in after death to usher into another world. I mean, I guess that's probably how we're always supposed to see the Judgment card, but I never really saw it that way until this card. I've always had trouble understanding the Judgment card. I think I get it now. Okay. Wow. Oh, this World card. I love it so much. Oh. I also like that she has chosen in the minor, she basically chooses one like master design, simple design that she portrays in white for the cups. Like the cups are always that same size, I think. They're always that same design. And I really like, everything is very well thought out in this deck. Like the cups are all sea creatures. And the wands are all predatory animals. The swords are all birds. And the pentacles are all like prey animals, but also just like woodland creatures. Like you don't have to think of them as prey animals, but they're creatures of the earth, you know? Okay. These cards are are so juicy and thick that like sometimes you think they're stuck together when they're not. I hope that in the guidebook, we'll have to check with one of these. I hope that in the guidebook she explains why she chose the type of animal that she did. Let's go ahead and check that now since we're thinking about it. 7 of Cups. In the depths of the murky sea, not all is as it appears. The eager eel looks into a chest of opulent riches, but beside his treasure rests the bones of those who have perished in the deep. So, I mean, I guess kind of does. I mean, at least it says an eel. I mean, I knew that was an eel, but I mean, seriously, look at that. It's like Flotsam and Jetsam. I'm sorry I keep comparing this to Disney. Like, I don't mean that in a bad way at all. The art of Disney back in the day was gorgeous, you know? The animation. That's all I mean. I mean it as a compliment. Even to this day, like, if you watch the old Sleeping Beauty cartoon animation, it's visually very stunning, and the music, the score, I mean, obviously the themes are really outdated. Unfortunately, they're not that outdated in our stupid society, but they should be very outdated. I guess they're not actually the same size the whole time, the cups, like I said in the beginning, because, you know, they're bigger when there are less of them, but it's the same design. I'm just like speechless. Like, even though I've seen these cards so many times that like I almost have them memorized, I still, it's amazing to see them in person. They do not disappoint. Okay, that is only one card. Okay. Thought it was 2. So now we're into the Pentacles. So these are all, I guess they're not all like prey creatures, because you wouldn't think of a bull as a prey creature. I love deer so much. Are these all winter? No, this is going into spring. And this looks like summer. Are they? Okay, now I want to know, is that a theme? Let's see. Can we kind of discern what the weather is like through the Pentacles? This kind of, I mean, this top portion looks kind of springy, but it almost looks like there's snow in this one as well. And there's snow falling in this one. It's almost like it's becoming winter. Is this supposed to be snow or like little balls of light? This is definitely snow. It's like the snow is falling. Progression. Because now it's, you know, it's fully there. And here the sun is coming out and starting to melt the snow. Wow. And here, this is very, like, the colors in this are very like beginning of spring. That's interesting. I never noticed that. And this looks like it's even a little bit warmer, like late spring. And then this looks like full midsummer. Wow. I wonder if they're all like that, or if it's just the Pentacles. I'm not going to go back. This is already going to be a very long video, but that'll be something that I'll have to explore further and let you know my thoughts on it whenever I do the review. Or if you guys have noticed this, if you have this deck, let me know your thoughts below. And she's wearing warm clothes. Still winter where she is. The queens are pretty important to me. I usually think of the Queen of Pentacles as looking more like Beyonce, to be honest, but this is amazing. The cherry blossoms. Okay, now we're in the swords. Let's pay attention just to see if there's like a season change situation happening in this suit as well. I don't really discern any particular season there. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna move these out of the way just so they don't create too much shadow on these cards. In fact, that would be annoying. Never mind, I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna like zoom in, but it's like, why zoom in when I'm already like 2/3 of the way through the cards? Wow. The only complaint that I have with like this whole deck is that for me personally, it's going to take me a little bit of time to, because the swords and the, show you a quick image of the wands. The swords and the wands, I mean, they are different. They're for sure different. And there's lots of other things to indicate the difference. Like there's this blue border on the swords, and there's a more fiery border on the wands. Plus you've got mostly cats in the wands and then birds in the swords. So like there's lots of things to distinguish the difference. But on first glance, before I really get to know the cards, for me personally, it's going to be hard. Every time there's a really decorative wand in a deck, it's hard for me at first. Anyway, whatever. I'll get over it. It's not really a thing. It's just... Oh, and this card. This card is upsetting. I'm okay with that, except that I have started to define the Three of Swords differently than the way that this is portrayed. So I'll be curious to see when she makes her other decks. This might be one of the cards I will trade out if she has a different kind of interpretation. I like this though. Taking a day off, god damn it. There's a lot to, this is kind of the perfect amount of, just the perfect marriage of like pip style decks and the more pictorial minors like in a Rider-Waite-Smith. This is kind of perfect because kind of like the Marigold Tarot is, like it's very pip-like. However, there is symbolism to be had. So once you really get to know these cards, and if you have a foundation of tarot already, and then get to know these specific cards, it's going to be so much more powerful, I think, to have cards like this instead of full pictorial ones. I like a deck that, like, it takes you a little bit to get to the bottom of it. Not a lot. Like one that's immediately beautiful and you immediately want to use it, but you have to dig in a little bit just to get to know it better, There's a lot of anguish in these swords cards, man. Curious to see. It looks like in the swords it's 3 men depicted and only 1 woman. I kind of want to go through and get them all out, and let's see. Let's just do that real quick. Why not? We're here. So here's the swords. These cards are so buttery. So buttery smooth. Okay. In the Pentacles, we've got the page is a woman. The Knight. Well, what do you guys think? It's ambiguous. I would say that could be male or female. So let's go back to, I got my cards all messed up, so they're not in complete order anymore. It's taking me a second to find the cups. Okay, here we go. In the cups, we've got a female page. That looks like a female. So if you're keeping track, 3 out of 4 female in the cups, 3 out of 4 male in the swords, and then it looks like it's probably half and half in these pentacles. Although you could make an argument that that Knight is non-binary or just, ambiguous in that picture. Okay, so she's keeping it even at least. I think this is the only one that's not a cat. Look at that. My God. Okay, this one's not a cat. What is that? Is that a... Let's find out. I don't think it's a coyote, because it kind of looks too big to be a coyote, but maybe it is. Wands. Jackal. Okay, I almost said jackal, but I thought, why am I saying that? That's not right. But it is. Okay. Cheetah. Fastest cat in the kingdom. The 8. Oh. Wow. I mean, doesn't that just look like beautiful anime creature? Wow. This deck is, I know I'm going to have a very beautiful relationship with this deck. Okay, let's do our gender thing. So this looks like a male page, although kind of ambiguous. Female knight, although, I mean, yeah, that's female. I think. Why am I obsessed with this? Because a Libra. I want in my tarot decks, I am kind of a misandrist almost. Like, I don't really want to see that many men. Wow. Wow. Warrior, woman, and that Queen of Wands. Okay. Now we're going to see how it shuffles. They're a little sticky with this black edging, so I think it's going to take a little while to break these babies in. Let's go ahead and move stuff aside so you guys can actually see me attempt to shuffle around my tripod. Yeah, they're a little sticky, like little pieces of grit and stuff are sticking to them. I don't know, I think I'm going to have trouble shuffling these. Can't really get my little hands around them. Okay. I think maybe once they break in, they're going to be alright. Kind of like, it's a similar feeling to like older editions of Wild Unknown. Because, I mean, it's pretty damn thick. I mean, I'll give you a quarter for reference. Pretty thick. So, I mean, I would prefer, just me personally, I would prefer a little bit thinner of a deck. But it's really not that bad. I'm shuffling it okay. Okay, let's do it 1 or 2 more times, and then we'll pull a couple cards just for fun, right? Yep, okay. Okay, it's getting easier already. Sticky. Alright, this one wants to come out. They're so thick that they're so thick and beautiful and matte that I feel like they're stuck together. I know I keep saying that. Okay, shuffling them off camera now. Oh, this is such a wonderful deck. I'm so happy to have it. I'm so happy that right now in our time period, okay, for some reason the 2s just want to come out because there's another 2 right here. So let's just go ahead, just for fun, let's just get the 2s out. What do you say? Okay, so now it's going to take me like 5 minutes just to find the last 2, I bet. Here's what we'll do. the next two that comes up, whether it be the High Priestess. Yep, okay, High Priestess is next. Although, that's going to make me feel incomplete if we don't also have the Two of Pentacles. So let's find it. Let's find it too. It's a little hard to flip through these cards because they're so matte. They're so sticky. They're so sticky. But they feel nice. They feel nice, but they are sticky. Come on. Come on, Two of Pentacles. You know you want to show yourself. I was pulling Two of Pentacles all day yesterday. It's going to be like the last card in the stack. There we go. Okay. So. Let's zoom out a little so we can get all these guys in here. Okay. Choices. I'll just give you another look at, since I did pull her out. This nice little octopus lady. Octopus priestess. Okay, sorry, I just had to do, I was going to say a quick unboxing, but it has been 40 minutes. I hope you liked it. I'm very excited to start working with this deck. So I'm going to stop right now and play with it for a while. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye!